Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So what we said just before a small break was about that it's not about emotions, it's about behaviors. If we can say
That are
that,
negative.
or
Yeah,
good or bad or something like that.
exactly.
Emotions are very helpful and we need it. Can you tell me if somebody will be looking for some workshops, Alba Emoting, where are you doing mostly workshops and about the teachers? And also the one thing you said before, that it's different, how to say, names about the
Yes.
Alba Emoting, Alba method. I even
Yeah, let me talk
found
a little bit about that. Yeah.
BOS method.
BOS. Yeah, the
BOS.
boss technique. Yeah. All right. So when Susanna started it, it was called the boss technique. That was before it actually became the method that it is today. So that was in the early research. That was abandoned late 80s, early 90s. So that's no longer in use, the boss technique.
Because just to remind everybody, Susanna Bloch, am I saying good?
Yep, correct. Yep.
She was neuropsychologist. She was studying and were living in Chile. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. Okay, and there she started the research of the Alba.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Yes. So she named it Alba Emoting. And so you are going to find most of the research that has been written say Alba Emoting. Most of the teachers in South America call it Alba Emoting. There are some people in Europe who still call it Alba Emoting, but that term in English was difficult. It did not work well for English speakers, native English speakers, because the word emoting has a negative connotation to people that are English speakers. It sounds like fake emotion or forcing an emotion. We wouldn't use the term emoting well. And so we got a lot of resistance in the United States to the term Alba emoting because they didn't want their actors emoting, which sounds artificial. So we changed the name in our association to the Alba method, which Susanna agreed to. She wasn't happy about it, but she did agree to it. And her daughter, who is now the co-president of the Alba Method Association, also has endorsed the name change. So in all of our materials for the association, we always call it both of those things, but most of us refer to it as the Alba Method if we belong to the Alba Method Association.
And
So
why
in terms of
Alba? Why Alba?
Alba, two reasons. Two reasons. It's got a double meaning. So Alba in Spanish means the dawn of, or like the birth of something.
Mm-hmm.
So she wanted it to mean the birth of emotion or the birth of having an emotion. So the origin of emotion. But then also the first actor she worked with in Denmark, the first text they used in application and trying out the technique was the House of Bernarda Alba. And so it had an ensign meaning to the people who were there at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. And
In
this,
terms of finding teachers, um, if you're looking for a teacher that's certified by the Alba Method Association, and which I'm affiliated with, then go to the Alba Method Association webpage, and it's just Alba Method Association. And there you will find a list of the currently certified instructors. And I think they still have, I used to be co-president of the association, but I'm not on the board anymore. And I haven't looked at the website for a while, but I think they have a current list of all of the certified teachers. So that's one place to at least find the certified teachers. And then you can contact them directly.
I see mostly Alba method is workshops are
Yes.
in person. I mean, there's no online workshops.
Well, there are a couple of people who teach online that I am absolutely opposed to it. I think it's ineffective and unethical, personally. You are dealing with people's emotions, and like I said, when a person has an induction and they have a very large emotional experience, I want to be in that room with that person. I don't think it's right to teach it online. I have had several students who have studied with other people online and then come to me, and I have to fix a lot of things because online they can't see the whole body. They can't listen to the breathing. They can't touch the back and see where the tension is being held. So I do not recommend learning online at all, and I will not give you any information about who's teaching online
Mhm,
because
mhm.
I am against it. I do some advanced one-on-one work with a student who's already certified for self-use. And then I'll work like on a roll with them, or they might want to, they're having difficulty with a particular pattern, but that's after they've already been certified for self-use and they're independently using it. But I would never teach a beginning student online.
Okay, okay. And this,
You're a masseuse, so the people that don't understand that, I would say I wouldn't get a massage from somebody online. So I
yeah,
kind of that as an example, it's
I agree with you.
yeah,
You know, the specific ways, as you said, of breathing and so on. And when you have some difficult emotions, it's better to have a facilitator, somebody next to you. But to be honest, as well, in Poland, always, also, sorry, also you've got some workshops, like for example, even from psychotherapy, like Lowen or
right.
something. Sometimes people are doing the workshops
Yes.
online,
Yeah.
and probably I could say that if somebody is beginning, totally beginning with working with themselves, I will also say no. When I am looking for workshops, and I was on a lot of workshops, different type of psychotherapy workshops and so on, and I know a little bit myself, probably I would, if I will interested in some workshops, I'll try to have it. I'll do everything to have a, you know, space where nobody get into the room and so on.
Right.
But yes, I think that when somebody's a little bit experienced in working with their emotions, with their body,
Not this work. Yeah,
but
not
not
this.
probably.
Yeah, definitely not. After I've trained somebody in a class, I'll say at the end, do you see why I don't teach this online? And they said, oh my God, yes. They said, please don't ever teach this online. Because once they've learned it in person, they understand completely why it can't be done that way. It just can't be. And it won't be taught well, and it's not going to be effective.
Mhm.
Um, so that's one reason it's moving slowly, it's growing slowly, is you have to get in the room with the person. And now I think since COVID, everybody thinks that everything can be taught online, and everything can't be taught online.
Yes,
Uh,
yes,
and this is one of them. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because yeah, people feel safe when somebody is also, that they feel that somebody is inside, so they can open more, because somebody will handle it if they
that's right.
couldn't,
That's
yeah,
right. That's right. That's right.
handle it, so somebody will
Yeah.
and take care of them.
Yeah,
uh,
exactly, exactly.
so
So in terms of the other way of getting courses, so looking for them, on certain websites, and if people, you can always give my information to people, and if they have a teacher that they're interested in, I am always welcome to, if they ask me if I know them, do I, what is my experience with them, because I'm familiar with almost everybody that teaches Alba, so I'm connected to all of them, so I have good insight into the most effective teachers, I think. But the other thing is people can invite teachers to them. So like that's how I ended up coming to Amsterdam, and now I'm here every year because one woman who's an actress in the Netherlands wanted to learn this technique. And so she came to the United States specifically to work with me, and we worked together for about 2 weeks. And she went back and said to everybody, we need this over here. And so she started bringing me over, and now I've had hundreds of students in the Netherlands. And so now I've got 2 people that I have trained to teach here. So now there are teachers here. And so, and that's what's happening in London as well, is that there's one person there who wants me to get to London because he's a director and he wants more actors trained Alba, so I've started to go there. And so, and now I'm going to certain different universities around the United States because they want their students to learn it. So the best way, if there's a group of people who want to learn it, get a teacher to you,
Yeah.
rather than everybody individually traveling to another place. It's much more cost effective to write grants. Quite a few people have written grants to bring in people, and that would be a way to start getting the seeds for training in a new geographical location.
Okay, okay. But in Europe, you are having mostly in Netherlands
The Netherlands. Yeah, the
Netherlands,
Netherlands. Yeah. And then Belgium.
Belgium, and
Yeah.
London.
And London. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so just to know that if somebody will be searching, it can find on your website the
Yes. Yeah.
workshops.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
And
Nancy.
then also if people friend me on Facebook, I have a private Alba
Good.
Method Facebook page. Yeah. And that's useful because sometimes, let's say, for example, you're interested in bringing a workshop to Poland. That's a place where I can post and say, hey, I'm thinking of doing a workshop in Poland. Does anybody have connections or whatever? And we start to brainstorm as a group about how we might get a course established. So that's kind of a networking place.
Okay. Okay, I think that I have no more questions. I am very.
Okay.
When are you coming to Europe next time? Just to know if somebody will be interested.
Possibly in January. So we're waiting on if there's the guild. When the guild brings me, they pay my airfare. So if the guild invites me in January, which they might, then I'm here. And as long as I'm here, then it's much cheaper for me to teach other places because I'm already in Europe.
Yes,
So
exactly. You're just
so if yeah, because
leaving.
then it's much easier for me. It's kind of
Of course.
yeah, and it's much cheaper for other people because they don't have to help me cover my airfare. So it's possible in January. And as soon as I know that, I'll post it both on my Facebook page and then on my website too.
Okay, thank you. I'm very happy, and thank you very much that you agree and have a time to
Oh,
talk
you're
with
most
me.
welcome. Like I said, I could talk about Alba all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, I love to talk with people who are so interested in something that they are dedicate their life to
Yeah,
some
yeah.
some method technique which they really believe in. And I wish you to tell everybody. I wish you to, how to say it, to make this technique as popular as it can be, and to teach as many people as possible. And just one question about the training. If
Yeah.
somebody, feel that this is his way to and want to go deeper, how looks the training? Just in few words, how it looks. If you
You
want
mean
to,
what is a class like, you mean? What do we do?
the steps of being the teacher,
Oh,
the
to become a teacher?
yeah, just in few
Oh, to
words.
become a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you look at the Alba Method Association website, there should be the certification system on there. And if it's not there, I'll send it to you. But we have levels of certification that you go through to become a certified instructor. And one reason there are few instructors is we're very, very careful about who we certify to teach because this work is so delicate and we're dealing with people's emotions in a very intimate way. And so we are very careful that people are well trained and that they have been observed teaching and that they have been mentored closely. So, but there is a very careful certification system, but it's on the Alba Method Association website, or I can send it to you. And that email I sent you last night that I had forgotten about is that I do have an instructor in the Netherlands. If you're interested in getting a little bit before you finish your writing, if you want to come to the Netherlands, Marieke might be able to do a little bit of work with you. So her name is Marieke Gables, and I will send you.
I will now. So I will now stop recording.
Okay.
And
Yes.
thank you one more time for the
Okay.
conversation.
You're welcome.